it is official. The failed, embattled, and repulsively pathetic Prime Minister Keir Starmer walked out of the door of 10 Downing Street to finalize what many are calling the most stunning political collapse in recent British memory.
Every decision I've taken has been about putting the country I love first. That is why I will resign as leader of the Labour Party. I have spoken to His Majesty the King this morning to inform him of my decision.
Now, Starmer, being the insufferable narcissist that he is, set his own timetable, announcing that the Labour leadership contest won't even begin until July 9th and won't conclude until Parliament returns from its summer recess in September, meaning he's essentially buying himself a few more months in office, but it's all for naught. Stick a fork in him. He's done. His political career is over. And it deserves to be in every way. Even Trump couldn't help but give him a kick in the rear end on his way out. Trump announced on Truth Social that Starmer was resigning before even Starmer announced it or even confirmed it. Piers Morgan called it the, quote, final humiliation. Simply put, as the British political scientist and analyst Matthew Goodwin has noted, Starmer never quite understood the nation he was put in charge of leading. He was as culturally alien from the wider British cultural milieu as any literal foreigner. So as many of you know, he was nicknamed Two-Tier Keir, and when amounted to a repeated pattern of double standards that plagued his politics, and which is an absolute affront to the British people's deep-seated sense of fair play. The most visible symptom was a scandal nicknamed Freebiegate, where Starmer had accepted over £100,000 worth of gifts from Labour donors. Now, this included £32,000 in clothing, I kid you not, Taylor Swift concert tickets, and stays in an £18 million penthouse, and much more. All the while, Starmer was simultaneously preaching austerity to ordinary Britons struggling through a cost of living crisis. Now, keep in mind, this is the same Keir Starmer who lambasted Boris Johnson's Partygate scandal, where Johnson held, what to his shame, of course, multiple illegal social gatherings at 10 Downing Street and other government buildings during the COVID lockdown. It was a scandal that ultimately cost him his career, forced him to resign as prime minister, but only to have the guy wagging his finger at him guilty of basically doing the same thing in terms of, rules for thee, not for me. But as it turns out, this was just the tip of the iceberg of a pattern of systemic double standards across Starmer's early months in power. He imposed new school fees on ordinary families while fast-tracking the children of labor elites in Parliament. He promised to make the streets safer, all the while releasing prisoners early after finishing just, as I understand, about 40% of their sentences because of overcrowded prisons. But then, rather than doing anything about their overcrowded prisons in Britain, he actually gave £4 million to the nation of Albania to improve their prisons, so the British government could send 200 of the most dangerous Albanian criminals out of their country who should not even have been in Britain to begin with. It was maddening.